It's a great pleasure to be here in IPA, Indian Paint Association. In fact, I have to thank Mr. Mahesh of Nippon Paints, and I have to thank Mr. Nagapan, who is my well-wisher, philosopher and guide, who actually referred to this session. In fact, addressing the industry people is not new to me, but every week I address 4 to 5 sessions. But coming back to the Indian Paint Association, I have a special interest to address because of my experiences in my life. I belong to a village called Madurandagam near Chennai. My grandfather went to a place called Paunjur to get the paint. He wanted to get a blue color paint, actually. I'm talking about 1993, 1994, 1995, that period mostly. And he said it is a blue paint, and when he opened it was a red paint. And now later when we constructed the house, and I and my dad went to one of the paint traders or the distributor, and then wanted to get the paint. I said, my dad, look, when grandfather got, it was actually put as a blue paint, but be careful before you get the paint, check twice. And then my dad said, the gone are the days where today we have the color combination tested in the computer. And today we are in the era of the digitization, automation, artificial intelligence. And the painting industry is not an exception. In fact, the greater impact could be for the painting industry. If you look at the cost for concern, or rather the opportunity for the digital transformation, comes from the government's policy. And I'll first brief for 5 minutes about the government policy. This is very, very important because you all spoke about the technical matters, you all spoke about in fact after my school days, I'm attending the chemistry classes. You all spoke about that is very important. You have a product with you, which is a scalable. But if you are missing the digital transformation, I think you lose the market. This session is very critical from that perspective. If you think business, you have to think digital. That's very, very important going forward. And the digital transformation is not a thing to be just not a matter of business, but also a matter of the government. First, let me address the government, how they are transforming through the digitization. When the Honorable Prime Minister took charge in 2014, it was very clear that India has to become a digital economy. It was not his choice. It was a compulsion that was there because the entire globe is embracing the digital platforms, and India should also join the bandwagon. And accordingly, he brought certain reforms, and in fact, he got the first of the reforms for the digital platform was to bring the Digital India. And when the Digital India came, one of the prominent news channels in Tamil Nadu called me to interview me. And when they opened up the discussion, they said Digital India is for the IT company. The government wanted to promote the IT company. So the Bangalore will develop so that government will get benefit out of it. I'm not sure what they were referring to, but Digital India is not about that. Digital India is about empowering the last mile citizen in our country. When in 2014, the basic infrastructure for the digitization was also actually pointed by the previous government itself. When they left, the total Aadhaar card issuance was about 400 million. And today, the Aadhaar card in our country is about 120 crores people. Out of 130 crore population, 120 crore people have Aadhaar card. This is the greatest primary incentive, or rather infrastructure, for digital India. Second important thing is that today everybody is thinking digital because in India, which is about 1/6 of the humanity which is there in India today, in 2019 it expected that 50 million people, that is about 50 million people, 500 million people will be there in the digital platform. Not only that, people are also embracing the digital payments. If you look at the reason is because of the financial inclusion project brought by the government. The financial inclusion project brought by the government is through Jan Dhan account. And how many people have Jan Dhan account today? It's about 31 crore people roughly who have Jan Dhan account today. When I say 31 crore people, it is 31 crore families. So every family is connected to Jan Dhan account. In a family, 3 people also. 90 crore people are directly or indirectly connected to the banking system. And Jan Dhan, Aadhaar, mobile. this is the mobile connection which I told you about 500 million people. This is the basic infrastructure for digital economy, which is there today only in 2018. And that's the reason business actually should think their business from the digital perspective. When everybody is looking at the mobile even in the road while they walk, that's the question of you running a physical shops. When everybody is actually looking at the Facebooks and LinkedIn and then YouTube and Instagrams, that's the question of looking at the banners. When everybody is actually embracing the digital media, that's the question of the newspapers coming in picture and then advertisements being looked at by the people. So everything is undergoing a change in the digital economy as well. And the media, be it all the industries are today thinking digital. It will be within 2 minutes. I'll take you through one of the statistics which will show you that the place hereafter you should look at is the digital platform. The total online population, which is a conservative figure, is about 3.2 billion total people in the online platform. And the social media users is about 2 billion and it's set to increase over a period of time. I still remember when I actually signed into the Facebook, my grandfather said this is the bad place to be there, you won't concentrate on the education. But today education itself has come into social media. And it's a kind of an ecosystem change that's been brought by the digital economy. And mobile penetration is about 53%. Digital advertising spend, if you look at people spending on advertisement, has actually increased in the digital platform, which is about $170 billion USD. And the total value of commerce or the business that is expected out of the digital economy is about $2.9 trillion. $2.9 trillion. Today India is about $2.5 trillion economy. The projection of India to reach $5 trillion economy is 2022 or 2025, in that mid-range. That period, India will reach about $5 trillion economy. And by 2030, by 2030, India will reach $10 trillion economy, but for that the basic infrastructure is the digital economy. And this kind of amount of business that's being looked into the digital economy, and India is not going to move in the linear direction, it's going to grow up in exponentially. Gone are the days where we have been moving in the linear direction. Today exponential, because the referral for your business will not happen over phone call. Or referral for your business will not happen in the social gathering. Your reference of business will happen in the online share. In a minute, in a second. It's all about catching the people in the online platform. This kind of infrastructural change or the mindset change is required even in your organization. That's the reason I wanted to show this digital economy. And these are some of the transformation reforms the government itself is bringing. Be it Startup India, be it your BIM app, MPCI, National Digital Literacy Mission, Mudra, all the campaign of the government itself is now run through digital platforms. And there is no public meetings happening in the government except for the Prime Minister's meeting which happens across the nation. Because people only don't want to waste their time coming to the public gatherings in the hot summer. So government itself is propagating the schemes through YouTube channels and social media. And not only that, India actually embraced a model called Pragati. That is nothing but a model of proactive governance and timely implementation, which the Prime Minister actually is overseeing, where the governance itself is looked at in a model of real-time governance. In fact, the national government has actually been a bit late in embracing the real-time governance. Look at the model brought by Chandrababu Naidu, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. He has brought real-time governance. Today afternoon, I went and checked how many people are studying in government schools in Andhra Pradesh. I have the data, which is updated 2 days before. And I went and checked what is the tax revenue that the Andhra Pradesh government has got. I have the data as of last week, which is updated in the online platform. I went and saw what are the schemes that the Andhra Pradesh government runs and how many people are the beneficiary. I got the data from the real-time governance. And Andhra Pradesh was the first government to embrace this kind of a model. Gone are the days where we went to the government offices and then still there, I'm not denying that fact, still red tapeism is there. Bureaucrats are also embracing the e-governance. Let's be practical, let's be practical that they cannot ignore the governance on the electronic platform. The days are going to come where the governance is going to be on the mobile governance. Even chartered accountants are not exception. On January 26th, the Honorable Prime Minister introduced free registration for the companies, and which is user-friendly to incorporate. The question is how many people know about it. So everything is undergoing a change. And one more important thing is that under the Pragati, proactive governance and timely implementation, Government of India has enabled something called Public Finance Management System, where if a subsidy or a benefit is provided at Delhi, before it reaches the common man, it goes to the Public Finance Management System, where it is interlinked to the bureaucrats who are approving it. What was happening earlier, when the subsidies and the incentives were provided at Delhi, by the time it reached to the common man, 86% went to the middleman. But today, directly the subsidy gets credited, accountability and transparency comes within the government system. This is a starting point. But to become foolproof, it will take few years down the line. And this is what government itself is experiencing, and your industry will not be an exception. Now let me move on to show you what it means to you on the digital transformation. What will undergo a change for you? Whether you are a small business, whether you are a large enterprise, does not matter. In fact, in 1991, the large industry entered India, all the Indian companies were afraid that they will lose the market. But today, in 2019, all the large enterprises are afraid because the digital platform is a great leveler for the MSME and SME. Because you have to compete on one platform. It integrates all the business. It's about the product. If your product is good, if it's of a good quality, anybody would experience that, customer experience, which happens on the digital platform. If you're able to give that, automatically people are going to buy that. So, digital platform is a great leveler for all the organization, irrespective of your scale of operation. The examples of your Uber, examples of your Ola, example is your own Oyo. Today Oyo, Rakesh Agarwal, does not own even a single room, but still he had aggregated about 21,000 rooms. And Ola, in Tamil Nadu itself, I think they have about 45,000 to 50,000 vehicles. They have equal share, Uber and Ola. And they don't even own a single vehicle, but still their profitability has increased because they are placed on the digital platform. And the business is so easy today. It's about integrating, collaborating and aggregating. If you are able to do that, then automatically your business will also scale up.